This is the Gleaner's Corporate Coffee Mornings, and it is my pleasure to be speaking with Mr. Roderick Francis. And you are CEO of B&D Trawling Company Limited.
Very happy to be here, Barbara.
Thank you for coming. Now, for those who don't know, B&D Trawling was owned by your father, late Mr. Bonnie Francis.
Yes, some 30 years ago he established this company and is a pioneer in the seafood industry here in Jamaica.
Right. And specifically, what kind of seafood do you export? Because you're an export company, right?
Yes, we are a 100% export company, and specifically we are exporting conch, lobster, and sea cucumbers.
And do you have enough of that to export all over the countries that I see you supporting, and as far away as the Far East?
Well, with the sustainability and the measures that are put in place now, we hope to have enough for the next 30, 50 years.
Wow.
Right, so it's not a free-for-all business where you just go and reap everything you can, reap all sizes. It's a more sustained industry where we can keep the stock replenishing for years to come.
No, you're very young, Roderick. I mean, and you're not in a profession that we would consider typical. Anybody who looks at a nice, young, handsome guy like you would expect you to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. How did you get introduced to the fishing industry, the fishing export business?
Well, essentially, I grew up in the business. From day one, I've been in the processing facility, learning the business in and out on the boats, in the sea. You know, it's like second nature to me. So after I finished college and did some work experience, I came back to work with my dad some 10 years ago. And we have been working hand in hand since then.
So you mentioned experience, so you can actually go dive for, let's say, sea cucumbers yourself?
Yes, I can do that, even though I prefer the land part right now.
You had any bad experience why you prefer land?
No bad experiences, but, you know, when I'm above the water, I control my environment. Below the water, you're in their world.
Okay. So tell me, what's the business like nowadays? Is it a profitable business to export seafood?
It is a profitable business. It's a very tough business. Fishing, as you know, around the world is full of ups and downs. You know, we have weather conditions, we have a lot of variables that make it difficult. But we have the experience. We know what we're doing. So we see a very bright future in the industry.
B&D Trawling employs like, what, about 100 persons?
Well, between 150 and 200, depending on the season.
I see.
During the conch season, we really ramp up to full capacity. Our facility is really a purpose-built facility for conch. So when we do conch, we're essentially full capacity. We have 200 workers in the plant, and out at sea we have another 100 to 150 divers and support staff.
So right now you're in a low period, right? Because the lobsters are on maternity leave, as I like to say.
Yes.
And conch, it's the same?
Yes, conch is seasonal, and the season is open and closed by the fisheries division. So surveys are done to see population, then a quota is set,
I see.
And then you're allowed to fish a certain amount.
Okay. So this is very interesting stuff. I'm learning as I'm talking to you. So when we come back, you're going to tell me where off Jamaica's coast or in our waters we can find the products that you export. Okay?
Certainly.